Hey everybody, welcome back. And if it's your first time here, just plain welcome. Have you ever been around a bunch of gun folks and they talk about how they lost all their firearms in that unfortunate boating accident? And they tell you, they say stuff like that because they don't want the feds knowing what they actually have and what they don't. Sounds kind of paranoid, right? Yeah, they were freaking onto something. It's insane. This isn't what I thought 2A Tuesday would be about. But Gun Owners of America dropped a video on Monday that outlines the result of a Freedom of Information request they made to the ATF. FOIA requests are very common, and this one took 5 years to get a response. And what they got was about if I remember right, a 35-page document that outlines all sorts of things. Basically, though, the ATF is monitoring things like gun forums and Facebook groups, places that gun rights proponents and gun owners may talk with one another and potentially trade guns, engage in lawful face-to-face transfers of firearms that do not cross state lines. They have been monitoring this for years, and some of the names of places they monitor are obviously places like Gunbroker, Arms List, etc., but also forums like AR15.com and The Truth About Guns, as well as places like Facebook and Reddit where people talk about guns. Now, let's understand that I don't know of anyone actually making transactions through Reddit to buy guns, but I know people used to do that very regularly on Facebook. I've sold some guns that way too. They were always people who were local within the area. They were people either I knew or they showed me ID showing they were, in fact, from the state of Georgia. Interestingly, though, I do know that some people continue to sell guns after Facebook prohibited the activity. But they're usually criminals who are selling guns purchased illegally. There have been several arrests, things that I've covered at bearingarms.com, where people have marketed guns they stole on Facebook and been arrested. Interestingly, the ATF has not been involved in any of these arrests. They were all made by local police. Funny, right? That's because these particular groups are not gun groups. They seem to be groups that cater to gangs or other criminal groups or whatever. They're not particularly gun groups, so they get ignored by the ATF. But your, South Carolina gun owners Facebook group, there's probably a Fed in there, and they're trying to look for people who might be trying to sell guns. Now, this is bad enough on the surface, but we can make the argument, and I'm sure the ATF tries to make this argument a lot, that what they're doing is just looking for people who are willing to sell illegal goods. Not the biggest deal, but it is. Because once they determine that a transaction is not illegal, they include this. This is a flowchart of the decision-making process. And notice that when they find that it's not actionable, they proceed to monitor. In other words, if they've identified you as trying to sell a firearm in a firearms group, what they're doing then is to, keep an eye on you. But you've done nothing wrong. They've already identified you didn't do anything wrong. Why are they monitoring anything? Right? This is disgusting. It is absolutely horrifying that our tax dollars are going for something like this. It's bad enough that we find out that tax dollars were going for, male circumcisions in Tunisia, adult male circumcisions in Tunisia. But as bad as all that is, what we're really seeing is the ATF continuing to go after the, I guess you could call it low-hanging fruit, of monitoring and intimidating law-abiding gun owners, right? They've shown up at people's doors wanting to see their firearms. They have blatantly tried to intimidate lawful gun sales. The GOA video outlines that one of the people behind this report was knee deep in an example trying to revoke a gun store license and outright intimidating tons of people that were in the store, including, wrongfully telling a family that buying a gun for their daughter counted as a straw purchase. It's not. It's a straw purchase if that person is ineligible to own a gun on their own. You can buy guns as gifts for people who are eligible. Plain and simple. You can buy a gun as a gift, right? The ATF doesn't like it. They really try to urge people to do other things because they want each gun owner to have to fill out a Form 4473, which will help them build an illegal gun registry. Yeah. But this is what the ATF's been doing. Right now, the entire agency is under fire. Its future is very, very uncertain. And they want to blame someone like Kash Patel for that. But the truth of the matter is that it's shit like this. They are monitoring lawful gun owners. They are not going after gun thieves. They are not really doing much to go after people who bust in and rob gun stores. They are not doing anything about gun trafficking to the cartels or gun trafficking north of the border into Canada. They are not going after actual criminals. They're going after people like you and me. That's it. That's what they're doing. Guys, take a moment. Watch, when you finish this video, go watch Gun Owners of America's video. Several other people have videos. Go find these out. Look at them. Watch them. And then go talk to your legislators. Right? Talk to your congressmen. Talk to your senators. This should not be acceptable on any level, regardless of party. This should not be a partisan issue, right? This is a misuse of government resources. And at the end of the day, it needs to end. Gun Owners of America, good job uncovering this. Everybody who was involved in this, excellent job. To the ATF agents who thought this was a good idea, shame on you. You should absolutely be ashamed of yourselves. And, if you had any honor, you would resign at a minimum, right? This is what's going to doom the ATF, because this is the kind of stuff they do. And that's why they are probably the least like federal agency right after the ATF, or right after the IRS. Yeah, I get them mixed up all the time. I hate both of them equally. It's kind of impressive. I didn't think anyone could make me hate them as much as I hate the IRS. Yet here we are. All right. But I want to know what you think. All right. Go down in the comments. Tell me what you think of this revelation. I'm also going to have a link to the FOIA results. This is a link to the Gun Owners of America where they posted it online. You can read it for yourself. You can look more in depth. There's a lot there. It's absolutely, mind-boggling. But what do you think about it? Do you think that this is really not a big deal, that they weren't doing anything wrong, or is this just the kind of thing that we should have a problem with? Go down in the comments. Let me know. While you're down there, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that jazz. As you know, this is a small channel. We need all the help we can get. All interactions are good as far as YouTube's concerned, and I could use them. So, on that note, I'm going to wrap it up here, and I will see you all in the next video.